There are so many new watch launches this year. And what is it that we have to look at? There are some watches which compel you to literally see what's going on. From watches that literally map the movement of the sun and the moon to a tiny little watch which is an inspiration from 1990s icon. And not only that, there is also a watch winder which actually looks like a piece of art. Welcome to my YouTube channel and let's dive into the latest launches. So today we are going to dive into very interesting watches and one special bonus that I believe that it should be on every watch collector's radar. Let's begin with the special bonus. It's technically not a watch. I couldn't but exclude this from these launches that have caught my attention. This bonus is thanks to MBNF and it is nothing else but the Solar Orbiter. I'm sure if you've been watching Luxe Insider with me, then you already know what is MBNF. This brand has blurred the line between the watchmaking, mechanical art and imagination. To celebrate the 15th anniversary of the Mad Gallery, MBNF invited British kinetic artist Martin Smith to create something special. And the result is the Solar Orbiter Watchfinder. And honestly, calling it a watchfinder feels like a serious understatement. It is part kinetic sculpture, part horological accessory, and it's made from more than 300 components. The entire sculpture comes to life through movement, with the watch itself sitting at the center and rotating as the mechanism operates. And here's the crazy part. There are only 10 pieces that have been made. So this isn't really about buying a watch accessory. It's about owning a piece of mechanical art. And I think that's exactly what makes MBNF so fascinating. They don't ask, how can we make a better watch? They ask what else we can do with mechanics. Now let's move from something completely outrageous to something very delicate. The Baume Mercier Hampton XS. Baume Mercier introduced the Hampton XS, a new miniature interpretation of its iconic rectangular watch. The Hampton has always had this beautiful Art Deco inspired character with its rectangular case and softened architectural lines. This new XS version takes that idea and makes it even more delicate. We are looking at a 28 into 17.75 mm case, making it one of those watches that feels most like jewelry on the wrist. And I think this is very interesting because we are clearly seeing a trend that is irresistible. After years of oversized watches dominating the market, brands are increasingly returning to elegant, compact proportions. The Hampton XS also feels very contemporary despite drawing from vintage Art Deco codes. So, if you're the one who likes watches which are very elegant and understated, and also I can say a little feminine, then this watch is really worth your investment and better indulge in this watch. And now we are getting into serious watchmaking. You must have guessed now. It's all about complications. Ulysse Nardin Blast Moonstruck. If you love astronomical watches, this is one you need to understand. The Moonstruck essentially brings the relationship between the sun, moon, and earth onto your wrist. It displays the moon rotation, the apparent movement of the sun around the globe, tidal information, a world timer, and a dwell time, all through an incredibly complex three-dimensional display. Inside is the automatic UN 106 caliber, which has 338 components, 42 jewels, and a 50-hour power reserve. And what I find fascinating is that despite the complexity, the whole point of the watch is actually to make these astronomical movements understandable. It's essentially astronomy translated into watchmaking. And this is where Ulysse Nardin has always been incredibly strong, taking something highly technical and making it visually fascinating. At 45 mm, honestly, this is just nothing like a discreet watch. But honestly, it's not supposed to be, isn't it? This is a watch designed for you to stop and look at it. And now from world of complications, we dive into quiet luxury. A piece which is elegant from Vacheron Constantin, the overseas self-winding ultra thin. And this one is interesting because the watch looks incredibly simple at first glance. But underneath that simplicity is some very serious watchmaking. The new model introduces Vacheron Constantin's Excalibur 2550, an ultra thin self winding movement measuring just 2.4 mm thick while delivering an impressive 80-hour power reserve. The watch itself is 39.5 mm, crafted entirely in 950 platinum with a beautiful salmon colored dial. And here's another detail that the collectors will appreciate. This is Vacheron Constantin's first platinum micro rotor. The edition is limited to just 255 pieces, and I think what makes this watch special is that it's not trying to scream for attention. It is incredibly refined. The Overseas is already one of the great luxury sports watch designs, but here Vacheron has taken that sporty architecture and pushed it into much more sophisticated, ultra thin territory. It's quite luxury as I said it, but for ones who understand the art of watchmaking. And now let's dive into something completely different. Roger Dubuis' Excalibur, the Kabuto legacy. This is where watchmaking meets Japanese samurai culture. The watch pays tribute to the 12 samurai who stood alongside Tokugawa Ieyasu at the beginning of an era of peace in Japan, and the dial is extraordinary. You have 12 individually micro-sculpted Kabuto samurai helmets arranged around a miniature Edo castle. And because each helmet is individually designed, no two helmets are similar in design. They are all different. But the craftsmanship doesn't stop at the dial. The watch is powered by the RD821 manufacture caliber, which is produced and finished in Geneva and certified by the Poinçon de Geneva, which is Point of Geneva. It has 172 components and 88 quality controls and 14 different finishes, and only 28 pieces are being made. I think this is such a beautiful example of what modern horology can be. It isn't simply about telling the time, it's about taking a cultural story, translating into sculpture, and then putting that sculpture inside a mechanical watch. This is wearable art. So there you have it, very different creations. And this is exactly what I love about watchmaking. There isn't just one definition what your watch could be. It could be artistic, it could be discreet, it could be technical, it could be just playful. And that's exactly what watches make you stop and stare, and like if you say, wow, how could they even make this, or they could create this? That's exactly what I love about the watchmaking. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode as much as I've enjoyed putting it together. And stay tuned to discover more such interesting launches. If you liked the video, do not forget to press the like button. And if you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe it now. Thank you.